particularly well today, and just to bring him back for this last over could be expensive.
Beautiful strike. What a lovely shot. That's 6. There are not many places in the world where you can be hit for 6 in total silence when there are 30,000 on the ground, but that was quite a shock to the Pakistan system. But a lovely strike by Steve Waugh. Beautifully placed. Now long on has moved straighter. That's exactly where the ball went. 6 runs to long on. Steve Waugh is now at 20. 255 for 8. Another tremendous blow by Waugh, and that's 4 runs this time. Salim Jaffer's just bowling the sort of length that is possible to pick up, short of a length. I'm sure he preferred to be bowling a much fuller length altogether.
Well, I did say it was a gamble by Imran, and it's certainly proving so.
Well, there we are, the gentle medium pace of Steve Waugh. The bounce of this pitch has got slower and lower. There's the end of a grave innings for Alan Lamb. 45. Last one for England. Well, who knows? What a tour he's had.
Well, Waugh actually does get a little bit of movement off the seam there. Comes back into Lamb.
And De Freitas, he's unleashed a few thunderbolts with the bat on this tour.
Not too many. 10 balls. That could be out. Yes, it's caught. Good catch, Bruce Reed.
And another one. And it's gone all the way for a 6. What a magnificent way to finish a magnificent...
For 188, and Steve Waugh made 173 runs without being dismissed in either innings.
That might be 4. A bit of width there. Well, that won't change them round, that's 4.
Every so often he produces a stroke like that, which is sheer beauty. Oh, that's a cracking shot. And in being orthodox and perhaps slightly old-fashioned, it doesn't seem to do him any harm.
Well, that was a lovely shot. Well, that one, a little bit of width, which Steve Waugh was able to cash in on.
So the Waugh twins are together now. Long chase here for Benjamin, but he gives it up. Quite early, in fact, he pulled out of it and then started to sprint after it once more, but it was always going to beat him.
Gives him a full toss, which he hammers. The mind game's being played at the moment. Walsh should be irritated at that, letting himself down. That's a lovely shot. That's the shot of the one Australian batsman who's been consistently in touch.
Well, we try and do it, but it's not natural for them to do that.
Well, what a surprise. There's no mid-on. and that will nearly go all the way. Walsh has got a lot of running to do, and there it is. Well, the legacy of No Mid-On, a boundary to finish the Ambrose over, the first of his new spell, 3 for 142. A lovely placement, and it's gone past Richie Richardson's right hand. They're going up to the longest part of the ground. The little scoreboard. They may even run 4. Yes, they will. So very aggressive running by the Australians.
And there, the Frank Worrell Trophy, we are going home, says the optimists. But there may have been a banner like that was launched at Adelaide Oval.
Typical Steve Waugh stroke. We've seen that so many times in this innings and during his career.
A beautiful straight drive. No need to run for that, he says.
And that could go for 4. There's a long chase around for Kenny Benjamin, who's picked it up rather late. They could run 4 here. Kenny Benjamin is not the fastest of fielders in the West Indies team, and they'll come for the 4th, which will bring him up his 200.
What a magnificent effort. One of the greatest moments in his career. We've got Australians running out from...
So an extra fielder's gone across to the onside. And Croft bowls to it, which is not the place to bowl to these boys. And that's 4 runs.
That's a great shot. No need at all for Steve Waugh to run. That's found the gap very nicely indeed. And this one guided actually quite easily down to that vacant third man.
There's no third man, and that'll go for 4. Even though it wasn't timed perfectly, it was a slower ball.